Welcome, friends. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a Q&A. I received some Q's. We're gonna provide A's. I have my Breville blender, which I'm gonna be demoing for y'all. It's a vacuum seal blender. It is performing super well. Oh, Canada, hey. Awesome. I'm so glad y'all are here. I've never done one of these before, so we will see how it goes. But it's so fun when other people do them. I love joining them occasionally when I have time. So thanks for coming. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and dive right in. So the first question I received was, what is your opinion on cooked food? You know, I'm a raw vegan. I don't eat cooked food. What do I think? Basically, I think that cooked food is evil and you have to avoid. I'm just kidding, y'all. It's fine. It's non-optimal. It's not food for thriving. It's food for surviving, and it can be nourishing. It can be balancing, but it is not the optimal, ideal way to nourish my body in my experience. And I went to Cedro Woolley at Doug Graham's retreat 2 years ago, and really that question kept coming up, and I wrote several articles about it. But basically in that lecture series, I was learning that cooked foods contribute to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune illnesses, all these different things, because when you cook the food, depending on which kind of process you use, you are denaturing proteins, you are caramelizing carbohydrates, which turns them into a sticky glue that's really hard to process, and fats, when they're heated, also become very harmful. So often the food can be carcinogenic as well. When you're eating cooked food, you are not supporting the most optimal gut situation. You're destroying the enzymes, so there's no more living enzymes. The food is dead, again, depending on how thoroughly you're cooking it. And you could be including some carcinogenic compounds, which is not good. And when you're ingesting the cooked food, you're creating a less oxygen rich environment in your body, and that's when disease happens. So you want your body to be very oxygenated, and I see some questions. We'll get to that later on, some more questions. But you want your body to be very oxygen rich so that you don't have disease. You're constantly preventing disease and reversing any disease you might already have. So that's that for cooked food. Like I said, I wrote some articles on it. I go into it in my raw food nutrition and supplementation ebook, which is 33% off right now with all my ebooks with code NOW. I share that in all my posts, so you can check that out there. The second question I got was, what cooked foods are best? So say you need to be eating some cooked foods. You can't do a fully raw diet for whatever reason. Maybe you're new vegan, new to plant-based, you're not ready to dive fully in. What's up, Alex? TT in the house. So if I were to eat cooked food, I would include lightly steamed vegetables, lightly, stir-fried vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, broccoli, mushrooms, tomatoes, zucchini, cauliflower, those types of things, onion, garlic, if you're doing that, greens, as well as cooked carbohydrates, so potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash, root vegetables, those sorts of things. So I would stay with the veggies. I find that grains and beans do not digest as well, and so you really focusing on the cooked starchy and non-starchy veggies are the ones I see people get the best results on when that's what they're focusing on in terms of cooked food. But also, don't eat so much cooked food at the expense of raw food. Try to get in as much raw and living food as you can, even if you're including some cooked foods. So hope that clears that up. Question number 3, I liked this one. What is the purpose of life? Okay. Something that I have thought a great deal about, especially in my younger years when I was having existential crises. And what I believe is that the meaning of life is the purpose of life. You know, we ascribe meaning to life. We create the meaning in our lives with our decisions, with our values, with our thoughts, our actions, our behaviors, and what we create in life. So I believe we all come here with a purpose. We're all here for a reason. I don't think it's just random. I think we're here for a reason. We have a life purpose, and our job is to go within and give ourselves the space to discover that life purpose, remember it, uncover it, and then live it fully, embody it. We are in human bodies, so I believe it is our job to embody that life purpose and live it every single day, with every choice, with every thought, with every action, to the best of our abilities. And we come here to earth, we're here to heal, we're here to grow, we're here to learn, we're here to more fully experience what it means to be human. And I think that's that. So everyone's life purpose is different. It's our job to figure it out and then live it to the best of our abilities. All right, make and model of my blender. It is a Breville Q, just like the letter Q, with the Vac-Q attachment. And I got it off of Breville.com. They are offering free shipping right now. And so that's what I chose to do. They shipped it UPS all the way to Hawaii for free, which is a big deal. If you live in Hawaii, shipping can be very, very expensive. So that was awesome to receive that for free. And there's a funny story about that. It was actually delivered to another person named Taylor Norris, who lives in another neighborhood here. So I was on the phone with customer service. I'm like, oh my God, it's my like $400 blender. Like, I have to get it. And she told me the address, and like I went to the lady. It was so awkward. I'm like, do you have a blender? Like, I see it on her counter, and she had like ripped open the box. And yeah, I'm just glad I got the blender. And it was really awkward because the next day, or actually the next weekend, I had to, hey veggie girl, who told me about vacuum blenders? You did. Alex Noble in the house, yes. And then I waited years to get one. But yeah, I had to go back to the same lady's house after the weekend passed to pick up my vacuum attachment. And the guy was like, you need to like not use this address again. People, you know, you could be shipping drugs and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm like the biggest health nut around. Like, this is a vacuum blender. Like, don't even worry about it. It won't happen again. But how trippy to meet another person with your name exactly like in your area. So weird. But yeah, later on I will show y'all the vacuum blender. We'll make a smoothie and you'll see it sucks all the air out. It's really phenomenal for sure. What do I think about fasting? So this person was asking, let's see. She said, is fasting good for our bodies? It can be serious damage for our hormones. Some raw vegan influencers don't recommend it. What is my opinion? And I would have to say that fasting is an incredibly deeply healing tool. It is so powerful. I am definitely a believer in the power of fasting to heal many different conditions. However, if you are struggling with binge eating or emotional eating or trying to lose weight, I would say it's not the best idea to do a long-term water fast trying to heal your binge eating, because at the end of the fast, guess what? You gotta eat. You can't just like not eat for the rest of your life. So you need to figure out how to eat well every single day consistently in order to, you know, maintain your weight, lose weight, gain weight, whatever, over time. So the water fast, you're not going to come out on the other side suddenly with like emotional coping skills so that you never binge eat or emotionally eat again. You know, you really need a plan in place, structure, a solid framework for how you want to eat day to day and what that looks like for you, and setting up patterns and habits that support that, your ability to carry out your plan. But I would say, you know, a short-term water fast seasonally or annually or whenever you're sick, I think that can be a very good thing. I mean, just the example used is always of animals. When animals are sick or injured, what do? They retreat, they rest, they don't eat, sometimes they don't even drink. And humans can receive a lot of good benefits from that. However, if you're gonna do a long-term water fast, you know, I have to be responsible here and say absolutely 100%, like, go to a center, go to a place like True North Health Center, where you will be supervised, medically supervised, with people who are taking your blood pressure. You know, they take your labs. You get a full consultation before you show up. So they see any lab work you've had. They know exactly what you want to heal. They screen you too. They make sure that, you know, your illnesses or your background, that you're actually suitable for fasting. And they'll be able to share with you if you need to do a water fast, if you need to do a juice cleanse, and for how long. Or maybe you just need to adopt a whole food plant-based diet, and then, you know, you can either go to their center or figure out how to do that on your own. So absolutely, if you're doing a long-term water fast or you're really drawn to do that, I would say go there, find a place to be medically supervised. Don't just, you know, do it on your own. Get supervision. It's really worth your while for your best success in healing serious illness. But know that if you do have a serious illness, it absolutely can be healed. You can be healed. You can heal yourself, and water fasting is one of those incredible tools that can help you do that. So hello, new friends that are joining in. This is so cool.